We have spoken with many people who have given us different solutions for this problem, for this war. How do we stop a war? How do we end that war that has been going on for such a long time? My friends, it is not through negotiations that this war will stop. You can't negotiate with somebody who's coming to kill you. You cannot do it. You can't be giving them what they want, because what they want is your death. What they want is your elimination and the extermination of your people. That is what the Russian terrorist regime wants. And not just for Ukraine and their people, but for any people who oppose them, for any people who dare to resist their terrorist regime's expansionistic tendencies. That is what we have to stop together. One by one, the European countries could potentially fall to Russia. One by one, they are weak. But together, if they are united against this expansionistic terrorist state, against Russia, we will be able to win for certain. Russia stands no chance against the military of NATO. It stands no chance against the military of the US. And Russia knows this. That is why Russia picks fights with countries that are not as militarily proficient. Ukraine, when Russia first attacked them, was at its weakest point yet. Ukraine had just given up their nuclear weapons and had been demilitarizing their Soviet weaponry, like their planes, their tanks, their shells, and many others. They were selling them, repurposing them, and getting rid of them with time. However, that was exactly what Russia wanted. Not because Russia wanted peace, not because Russia was afraid for its own sovereignty. Everybody knew that Ukraine was not gonna ever invade Russia. Everybody knew Georgia was never going to invade Russia either. Russia knew this above everyone else. And that is exactly why Russia has attacked them. Because Russia does not pick fights with countries who can fight back. Russia does not pick fights with countries who they expect are going to actually beat them. Russia picks fights with countries who the Russians expect to lose, and very quickly. And that is exactly what they were expecting that would happen in Ukraine. But they were wrong. And they continue to be proven wrong every single day that passes in this 3-day war, as they initially called it. They thought they would be in Kiev in a week. Now, this war has been going on for years. But how do we stop it? Why don't we just go and negotiate with Putin? Well, my friends, if we want to negotiate with somebody who has betrayed their word in the past, who has broken their agreements in the past, who has backstabbed whoever has trusted them in the past, then I'm sorry, but we are simply fools if we do that again. There have been many attempts of negotiating with Putin. There have been many attempts of negotiating with Russia. And every single one of those attempts has ended up with Russia betraying those who trusted them. With Russia going against all of their promises and doing the exact opposite. But of course, they don't do it to just everybody. They only do it to those who they feel like will not hold them accountable for their crimes. Russia only betrays when Russia feels like it can get away with it. That is what they've always been doing. That is what the whole world has to understand at last. We can't keep committing these silly mistakes over and over again. We can't keep thinking that if we only try to speak nicely to Russia, if only we try to come to an agreement with Russia, they will listen. It has never happened, and it will not happen. Because Russia, as we all well know, is a terrorist state, and we cannot negotiate with a terrorist state that has betrayed their word at every single opportunity. We cannot be expecting that they will do differently next time. That, my friends, is naivete. That, my friends, is simply insanity. Because as we all well know, The definition of insanity is to do the same thing over and over again whilst expecting a different result. And that is what we must never do. All together, we will win.
All together,
We will win. All together, we will win.